Hello, upperclassmen. I'm Miss Powers and this is Miss Campbell, and we're here to speak to you today about some scheduling notes and things to think about as you plan for your next school year. As rising juniors and seniors, you should have more opportunities. As you narrow down the Davis County High School requirements, it's likely that if you've passed your classes at this point, you've checked off quite a few requirements, and you may find yourself with a lot more elective choices at this point. We want to take this time to talk to you about focusing on your future and your personal interests and choosing electives that match up to that. So we have a lot of opportunities as you are juniors and seniors in the building, and we just want to mention some of those to you today.
For one opportunity we want you to make sure that you consider, you could do a co-op, and I know a lot of people will come to us and they're interested in doing one of the co-op opportunities. That is where you leave for fourth block every day and you go on and go to work. You do that either through the ag department for ag co-op, and in order to do that you have to take an ag class at the same time that you're doing, during the year that you're doing ag co-op. Or you can take business co-op, and for you to do business co-op you have to take business management in order to do that. So that's one opportunity for you to use your time wisely. If you'd like to go ahead and start work, then you can leave for work for fourth block. Another idea is our internship program. Academic internship has been allowed for students to get some chances, some real life opportunities to get some shadowing hours in a field that they're interested in pursuing a career in the future. So if you might be interested in that, sign up for that for your schedule as well.
Another opportunity that we want to make sure that you're aware of and know how to sign up for would be college hours. And this is something that's been going on for years now, so it's likely you're familiar with it. But in order to take college hours, you must have taken the ACT, and there are some minimum test scores required for that. You can take classes on campus at OCTC or online through WKU. In your handbook you'll see college hours OCTC or college hours WKU, and that is how you will designate which school you plan to take hours with. So those are some classes. Sometimes students like to take some gen ed classes to help start checking requirements for your college degree as well. So it's likely you could take something like public speaking, and that counts as an elective credit here, but it's something that might be required at your college likely. So those are some good things to look into. If you already know the school that you're going to attend, you might start looking at the gen ed requirements at that particular school and speaking with your admissions counselor to know which classes at OCTC or WKU might benefit you at this point. Last year, or this current year, we were able to offer these for $156, so it's a great discount for your parents if you're a disciplined student who can handle college level work at this time. That's something great to consider. If you're thinking, I'd like to do that, I don't have the ACT score yet, or I haven't taken the ACT score, juniors will be taking that next month here at school. That's a score to be considered, so really work hard on that one, and maybe that will open the door for you to be able to take college hours next year. There's also an April test that's the second Saturday of spring break available. That score would allow you likely to take college classes next year, and then one in June, and we're hearing they're going to offer it in July as well this summer. So a couple more opportunities to get that ACT score where it needs to be to get involved in some of these opportunities that might be of interest to you.
Many of our juniors and seniors also leave campus to take college classes, but it's a little bit of a different feel. Instead of taking just typical general ed classes, some of our students are interested in a certain program, a technical program. Some of these include welding, electrician, automotive. There are lots of different options and opportunities for our students. If you are interested in pursuing a technical degree, you can work towards this. They also have ACT requirements. Most of them want a 19 in math, a 19 in reading, and an 18 in English. So again, the ACT is very important to get into one of these programs. You can look on OCTC's website to see what all programs they offer. I know there are some new ones that are coming in. I know the fire science program is new. So there's just different opportunities on there. You can look and see if any of those interest you, and you might want to leave school at Davis County High School to get college credit through OCTC as well as high school elective credit here.
At the conclusion of this video, it's our hope that you will start looking at your graduation checklist alongside your current schedule with your transcript. And we will have provided all of those things to your advocate for this purpose. So go through and check off what you've taken by looking at your transcript and make sure that it's classes that you have passed. If there's something that you have failed your freshman year and you've never retaken it, then that's a credit that you're going to need to catch before you graduate. Go ahead and fill out that 4-year plan and see sort of how your time looks as far as how many elective spots you may have. And again, we just want to really stress that at a school this large, we offer so many great electives here that it's important that you find something that's meaningful to you. If you're in ag classes, then we want you to continue to look at that. You may look in the scheduling handbook and start thinking about, am I on track for a COSA certification? And this can happen in the ag department as well as family and consumer science department, as well as the business department, and even Mr. Renfro's technology courses. That's another way to earn COSA certification. So take a look at those things. We just want to make sure that you're making the most of your final years at Davis County High School and making good use of things that will help you in your future.
Another idea as you are doing your checklist to make sure you get all of the classes you need. If you have been working towards the honors diploma, make sure you've checked everything off of the list. Keep in mind, as it says on the checklist for honors diploma, you need to take and pass with at least a grade of C or higher of 5 AP classes. You need to take at least up to a level 3 for a foreign language, and those all need to be the same foreign language. And you also need to take at least 3 of the AP exams. And if you have any questions about that, you can ask your advocate or you can let us know, and we can see and make sure that you are on track for that if you are working towards the honors diploma.
And when meeting with your advocates, they're going to share with you that each teacher from the English, Math, Science, and Social Studies department this year has made recommendations for you for next year as far as what level of course they would recommend. In the math department, something new we're going to see is intro courses to help aid students in getting more math where there's less of a gap from one year to the next, so that we're able to retain the basic math skills. So some things to remember with this that I just want to share with you is if you're taking Algebra 2 pre-AP, you are exempt from Probability and Statistics, the course. Now you will be required to take that content and cover it yourself because it is something that has been covered on the Algebra 2 EOC. So you can take it, but you are not required. All other students would be required to take that course as well. And the new courses that I was mentioning, you may see likely not Intro to Algebra 1 as upperclassmen, but maybe some of you are in geometry. You may see an Intro to Geometry, a 9-week course to help you prepare for the geometry class in itself, and an Intro to Algebra 2 is something else being offered. And I think you're going to see that more likely if a student has a 74 or lower in their previous class, then it's likely your math teacher might recommend some extra supports for that. It's also something that's open to anyone who just might want more math to better prepare for the next course that they would be taking. Speaking of math options, senior math options, some of you have already completed or will have completed by the end of this year your Algebra 2 requirement, and it seems that you're at the end of the checklist, but you see that you still have to take math each year. So senior math options might be if you've already passed Algebra 2 and met benchmarks, a senior can take selected topics, and Ms. Lambert taught that this year and plans to offer it again next year. That is just an ACT prep class, a 9-week class focusing on ACT prep, no My Math Lab, half credit, and can be your senior math class. Also other options, financial literacy, accounting 2, computer programming at OCTC, math for business and industry, money skills for math, as well as any of the traditional math classes. But again, you'll want to look at your recommendation from your current math teacher to see what is recommended. Math 150 is taught in our building or at OCTC and requires a 22 on the ACT in the math portion. So if you're looking to get one of those classes, then keep in mind that math score is a 22.
There are a lot of different options when you are a senior and you're taking your math courses. The ones that Ms. Powers mentioned, those are all opportunities. And then of course there's your math classes beyond the Algebra 2, of course, if you want to do AP Statistics or Pre-Calculus, or maybe you've already moved up and you're able to do Calculus or Physics. So there's lots of different math options, so make sure you are looking at your recommendation from the math teacher. There are several opportunities which are fantastic for our students here. These are opportunities for our students to get college credit in our building taught by our teachers. These are concurrent enrollment classes. Typically they run about $50, so that's an excellent deal for our students. We offer those in English 101, English 102, and like Ms. Powers mentioned, the Math 150. So these are all opportunities for you to get college credit while you're in our building being taught by our teachers for around $50. They also, like we've said many times, require a certain ACT score. Ms. Powers said for Math 150 it requires a 22 on the math portion of the ACT. English 101 and 102 requires an 18 on the English and the reading portions of the ACT. You still have time to work on those scores if you need to. If you have earned that, then that would be a great opportunity for you to get some college credit for a wonderful price while you're still in high school.
Another elective that comes up a lot in discussion when scheduling comes up is driver's ed, and we just wanted to highlight to the juniors and seniors how to get that class. Mr. Driscoll teaches that. There's only 15 students per section in that, and he offers it 2 blocks a day and then AM driver's ed. We recommend that you request it multiple times on your scheduling request if that's something that's priority to you and your family to get that insurance discount. So if you're going to get, say, your permit in December, then you can request it for the next availability would be the 3rd 9 weeks, but also go ahead, we're recommending that you request it 3rd 9 weeks and 4th 9 weeks. So we get a lot of complaints sometimes about why my student didn't get it or why a sophomore got it over a junior, and it's because of strategic scheduling. So it's important that you request it multiple times if that's something that you really want. So if you already have your permit, it's totally okay and even encouraged if it's important to you to get that class to request the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th 9 weeks version of driver's ed to ensure that you get a spot in that. It is not a graduation requirement, but it is simply something that we offer here to help out our students.
Just a quick housekeeping thing. I think this is a reminder, and as a rising junior or senior, I believe that most of you should know this if you are in any of these programs, but we always like to remind students as you are looking over your senior checklist and seeing what you have left to take. Just a quick reminder, if you have taken band for a full year, then the only requirement for you with the Fit for Life is the health, so you're required to take health only. If you take a full year of ROTC, that takes care of health and PE, so that covers your health and PE requirement. If you complete a full year during the freshman year of community campus engineering, digital literacy is covered for you as well. So digital literacy is not required if you have had a full year of community campus engineering. And one more, if you are during your freshman year took Community Campus Life Science Academy, then the health is also taken care of. So health is not required for the full year of Life Science Academy. Also, as a quick reminder, students who take a full year of band, choir, or orchestra, you're not required to take arts and humanities. That is covered in that full year of band, choir, or orchestra. Again, I think most students who are in those programs are probably aware of that, but we always like to remind students as you're working on your checklist and your schedule.
Okay, and one final thing to think about is when you're looking at the 2 different diploma types. Ms. Campbell talked earlier about the honors diploma and how to ensure that you are set on track for that if that's something that is a goal for you. The college and career prep diploma has different requirements. Make sure that you're looking at each of those. And at the very bottom you'll see college readiness, and you notice that there's 2 years of a foreign language and then it says chemistry or physics. The reason for that is we find that most in-state schools, or I should say 4-year universities, are going to look for a lab science. So the lab science would be the physics or the chemistry. So if you're planning to go to college outside of OCTC, then it's probably best that you choose one of those over the earth and space option. And then also just the foreign language, same thing. They're looking for 2 years of that same foreign language. Without that, you may be asked to take some remedial classes. And basically we see that, like we do with the English and math as well, when we talk about that, kind of wasting time and money when you're in college, and they're quite expensive and not really earning you credit towards your degree. So we like to see students planning to go to college somewhere take 2 years minimum of a foreign language and look for that lab science, the chemistry or physics. I think that's all we have for you today. Your advocates have been trained on this as well. We'll be meeting with parents in the future too. The scheduling handbook is online. Look to that, and if you still have questions, then we are here in the guidance office for you. Thank you.